नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सदुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानन्दरसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पारदयाम्बुधाम्ने नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपोयोगगम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्य स्वाराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। हरि ओम तत्सत। जय गुरु। One important chapter which I am not touching this time is the Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Those who have the time, you can listen to the YouTube. That's a very good analysis because people often have doubt about what is the meaning of Gunatita, because Bhagavad Gita itself says that there cannot be any existence without all the gunas being present there. So what is the meaning of Gunatita? If you have time, you can listen to that, because that is the practical sadhana, what we have to do. Because whatever sadhana we may give you, you will not be able to do unless you are helped by the gunas with which your personality is constituted. Suppose you lack sattva guna. Without enhancing the sattva guna, nothing will work. So this Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga is a very direct, fundamental sadhana, that you have to change the guna constitution of your personality to pursue any of the sadhana properly. So it's very, very important. If you have time, if you don't have time also, you should listen to it. Now here, because the time is very short, I thought of giving a summary practice today. Because we have been discussing many things which, if we learn a shloka and take it by heart, if you remember all the word meanings there, it will help your practice. So I will do that and then go over to, if time permits, I will go over to the ultimate sadhana, which is given in the 18th chapter as the Sarva Guhyatamam. All others are Gushyad Gushyataram. That means it is more secret than the other secrets. But finally Krishna has given the Sarva Guhyatamam, because Arjuna is dear to, you are dear to me, I am telling you that this is the ultimate secret. So that I would like to present today itself. Those who have the book, or if you can show 18.57, I will chant half. Following that, you can, all of you should chant properly with proper pronunciation. Now you have already learned chanting also, those who do not know, for a few days it has been there. Chetasa sarvakarmani, Chetasa sarvakarmani, Mahi sanyasya matparaha, Mahi sanyasya matparaha, Buddhi yogamupashritya, Macchitta satatam bhava, Buddhi yogamupashritya, Macchitta satatam bhava. Now the first thing is, throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, they attain me, become completely devoted to me, having think of me in all one-pointed devotion to me. All this me, he is saying. Krishna is not there now in body. So are they all meaningless? That question should come to the mind. Actually, whenever Krishna is saying me, we have to remember who is Krishna. He is a knower who has identified with the universal identity, the Atma or the Brahman or so. So his identity has now shifted from his body-mind personality to the real identity, which is universal, which is same for everybody. We also, all of you have the same identity, but generally we don't know. In the case of a knower, he knows what he is. So in that case, he changes his identity from the temporary, changeful body-mind personality to the immortal, unchanging soul or Atma or Brahman. That we should remember. Otherwise, the meaning will never be clear. When he is saying ekam mam, that means mam ekam sharanam raja. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. That mam ekam is very important. Who is that mam? Who is that Krishna's me? It is ekam only. It is not only ekam, it is transcendental. It cannot be called one or two or anything. It is not in the objective field that you can say it is this, it is that. It is the subject. So here, what is he saying? Mai sanyasya matpa, sarva karmani. Sarva karmani. That means not one karma. We say that we are doing the puja, that is an offering to the Lord. And rest of the period we are working for ourselves, our own gain, our own satisfaction, everything. Now the question is coming that all such peaceful, piecemeal methods will have to be kept away. Bhagavad Gita is trying to give us a divinity which is not time dependent, which is not practice dependent. The whole life will be divinized. So you cannot partly that this karma, when I am eating food, I should do it according to my greed, and when I am doing puja, it is according to the Lord. No. Everything has to be according to the, you have to take refuge in the Lord. And who is the Lord? Who is the universal identity, the expanded, the unlimited expansion, that is his identity. So sarva karmani means whatever you are doing. So that itself is saying that you don't have to keep something away from puja or going to the temple or anything. Whatever you do, it has to be offered to the Lord. That is, it is including every action. Not only that, chetasa. Chetasa means this is the inner path. That is why we are saying. Outside karma you cannot offer to the Lord. We give so many kinds of offering to the Lord and then eat ourselves. Prasada, whatever we give, whether it is chappan bhog for 56 kinds or payasam or good and what not. Does the Lord take all these things? So we are finally doing, you see the prasada all over India, it is different from north to south to every state, it is a different. It is according to the devotee's liking, not according to the Lord's liking. So chetasa means internal, it is with the mind, with the buddhi. How to offer with the buddhi all the actions to Lord, that we will come. That is given in earlier chapter 10.10 and all. We will go to that to understand fully. So this sarva karmani, first of all, we should remember that it is not time-limited pursuit. That not only during meditation, not only during puja, not only during shastra patha, but everything I do will have to be done with this kind of a mindset, that it is offered to the Lord. Mai sannyasya. Mai means again to me. That means me is what? The Atma or Brahman, the ultimate truth, which Krishna has identified with. That is why he is saying to me. Mai means to me. Sannyasya. It has come from samyak nyasya. That means samyak means very well, completely. That part I keep and part I give, it is not like that. Samyak offering, that means very complete, wholesome offering. My sannyasa, wholesome offering. We have many disciples of Swamiji who will offer many things, but when suppose the daughter is to be married and he has got a good, according to him, who is a good groom or so, they will say, they will not tell Swamiji. That's, if Swamiji says, no, this boy is not good, then the whole effort will go wrong. So they will keep hiding till the card is printed and then send the card to Swamiji. That means the offering is not wholesome. Partly we are keeping. Some people are there in front of the Guru, they will be very disciplined and religious and all. The moment they get into the car, they will light the cigarette and whatever they want to do, they will do. These are all not wholesome offering. When we are saying wholesome means, you cannot keep something away. The whole Bhagavad Gita sadhana is trying to divinize entire being. So if you keep away means it is not proper. That part will, that not only that part, it means that in the depth of our mind we are not doing the offering properly. Now when something becomes offered to the Lord, that we will learn, but one shloka just I wanted to tell you, it is Ramana Maharshi's, that Ishvara arpitam nechaya kritam. It's very simple to remember, just 2 words. Ishvara arpitam. Arpitam means offered to the Ishvara, offered to the Lord. Ishvara arpitam nechaya kritam. Nechaya kritam means na ichaya kritam. That means when something becomes offered to the Lord, when you don't do by your own desire or ichha. Anything that you do, not following your ichha, not according to your ichha, but according to, that means what? Desirelessness. Whatever to be done, if you do out of some desire motivation, that means you are having, your mind is focused on a gain, which will come from there. That gain can be, I will become happy also. That is why yesterday we discussed so much in detail about I will become happy. The main gain, whatever material gain might be there, objective gain might be there, the ultimate gain is by getting that I will become happy. So it becomes Ishvara arpitam when you keep away that I will become happy by it. That means the desires have to be kept away. And the secret is that whenever we can keep away the desire, we automatically become happy. So the redundancy of the desires that by this I will become happy is clear. Anybody has to practice to know that it is so. The moment we are keeping away the desire, we will become happy. Because desires, as yesterday I explained in detail, desires, fulfillment of the desires are not making us happy. It is by the objective fulfillment of the desires are getting eliminated. It is the elimination of the desire which is making us happy. So truly speaking, this 100 times we can tell if you remember. Truly speaking, the desires are hindering our ananda. Desires are hindering our joy. They are not giving us joy. It's a completely reverse understanding, not only misunderstanding, it is inverse understanding. We feel that by fulfillment of the desire we are getting joy, so we were motivated by desire. Actually, if we keep away the desire, we automatically become happy, because happiness or ananda is our birthright. It is the parameter of our soul, of our real identity. We don't have to do anything for that. When we don't do anything, we become happy. Don't do anything means don't do anything with any desire or kartritva, bhoktritva. Then he will happily do. In ashram, many devotees come and they are given a job. Suppose our journalist we posted. So you have to fix the address level, then you have to fix the stamps, if at all nowadays it is not there perhaps, but then put the journal inside the way and keep it according to different postal. So many people are engaged in that, doing the filling that. It is a job which can be done by anybody. You don't need any education or anything. But even a super specialist doctor doing that feels very happy. His own job, looking after the patient, doesn't make him so happy as this job. Why? Because there is no gain involved there. He is coming to serve without any motive. Any service given in the ashram. Why in the ashram, when you work in a group, people become, you will find that they become very inspired in, say, Dana Satra. The rice has to be filled, the many things have to be done. Oh, so joyously they do. If you ask them to meditate, they will not do. If you ask them to chant, they will not do. Why? Because they like to do, when you are working together and your ego is not coming in clash with the other person, then you work happily, because it is an expansion of ourselves. When we work together, even 5 people, 2 people working, 2 people also, working together without ego, without any egoistic clash, you will find it gives a lot of joy, because there lies the expansion. Our I-ness extends into the whole group. And as long as our desires are non-interfering, it's not interfering with each other's desires and all, we become very happy. So, the desires are actually hindering our joy, hindering our fulfillment. And elimination of the desire is giving us the joy. So, any intelligent person will say that then why have the desire and fulfill it objectively so that the desire is eliminated? You eliminate the desire right from the beginning? You get my point? We are having a desire, then working for it. When it is fulfilled, we are becoming happy. Why? Not because the desire is fulfilled, because the desire is eliminated by the objective fulfillment. And how long will you be happy? Till another desire comes in, or till the fear of losing what you have got comes in. Till then will be the happiness. Whereas if you eliminate the desire right from the beginning, you will become happy. Then the question will be that, then why should he work? Yes, he will work naturally. Our personality has got some qualities, it has developed some capabilities also. Suppose a flower, a beautiful flower is blossoming. Is it out of desire? It's simply as a natural fruition it blossoms. Like that, a human personality has got its natural fruition. It will work whatever it is capable of. It is the gain motivation or desireful motivation which is not allowing us to work naturally. Our swabhava karma, swabhavika karma, natural work, we are not doing because of the greed, desire, fear and whatnot. Fear also. Suppose you are a person who wants to correct the society. You have to take risk, you have to fight, you will be arrested sometimes. Out of fear they will not do. They want the society to be better. Why the society doesn't become good? Because people are apathetic. Not only apathetic, they are fearful. They don't want to lose anything. They want the society to become all right without they doing anything. Others should do. That is why the society doesn't improve. If you don't have the fear, and I understand that this is the right path for the society, naturally will we not try to do that. Suppose, I always give this example, suppose Swamiji is teaching for the last 65 years. It's not a small, from 23 to now he is 93, or 60 years. No, 70 years almost. He's 92 or 90. So, if he had the desire to have good disciples who will learn and who will be very well representing things and all, he would not be able to work, because the disciples have not become like that. So the desire's objective fulfillment will not be there. So he will get depressed by that. Suppose you are trying to make a factory and the factory is not producing the whatever you are wanting to produce. Will you not fold up the factory, wind up the factory and try to do something else where the gain is there? In this case, he would have wound up his ashram and everything and gone for something else if it was motivated by desire. But it is not so. He knows that the gravity, the worth of this knowledge, the benefit of this knowledge, the widespread, the auspiciousness of this knowledge. So he cannot but pursue it, to disseminate it to the people. Whoever takes whatever little, somebody will take 0.001%, somebody will take 1%, somebody will take 1.2%. To the extent, he will be doing the same thing. To the extent we can receive, we will receive. It is not that he is partial and he has given somebody 20%, another person he has given only 0.2%. He is giving full. Like that, Lord's grace also is wide open. It is according to our capability we are receiving the grace. So Guru's grace also is like that. According to our capability we are getting that. And if a person is not able to receive it also, it is not going to discourage the Guru or to depress the Guru, or he will not have any such. Certainly he would like the others to become self-realized in one day only, but it never happens and it will not happen. One life only also it doesn't happen. So, desireless, what happens is that he works out of joy. He is joyously doing everything. Any person who is not working out of desire, so remember at least this much, when we work motivated by the desires, then we work to get something objectively which will make us joyous. That is, we work for becoming happy. Whereas when we are desire free, then we work out of joy. We have the natural joy of the Atma. We become joyous. And from there we work. Whatever the outcome, it will come, it will come. Is it clear? Clear हो के क्या होगा? कोई करेगा क्या? So, Sarvakarmani. Now this I will go further in depth. Sarvakarmani, we will immediately think that all our actions should be offered to the Lord or to the Guru or whatever. It should not be out of... This offering means doing out of desirelessness. Ishwararpitam nechchaya kritam. Whenever anything is done without desire, freed of desire, then it becomes offered to the Lord. Now, Sarvakarmani is not only bodily activity. Which activity is more? Much more than the bodily activity. Most of you are elderly people, how much of bodily activity you have? But throughout the day, mind, whatever activity is going on, whirlwind, wildfire inside, is it not? So, those activities also have to be offered. That is the subtler, the first stage of sadhana is you do offer your activities, physical activities. The real sadhana is to offering all the thoughts which are going on constantly in the mind. They have to be offered. That means they all will be amalgamated with the nectar of God or Atma or Brahman, whatever you say. All the thoughts will become nectarine if we pursue this. So, Sarvakarmani does not only mean the physical karmas to be offered. all mental karma, intelligential karma also, when we try to understand the Atma, it is actually offered to the Atma. Unless we do it egoistically, that I want to become a self-realized person. That's an ego. If that is not that, we want to actualize the Atmic dimension, it becomes offered to the Atma, to the Lord also. Mai sanyasya, then it becomes samyak nyasya, that means completely, wholesomely given to the Lord. Mat paraha. See, this is very important. Mat paraha. Mat paraha means considering me to be the supreme, considering this self or the goal to be the supreme in life. We call the truth or Lord to be supreme, but we generally give him the lowest position, is it not? As long as everything is all right, there is marriage, there is punal, there is this, that and all, it is fine. When something is going wrong, either you go to the police or you go to the Lord. When police also doesn't respond, then you go to the Lord. So we do not give him the supreme position. Mat paraha means you should not go to anywhere else for getting anything. Neither to the President of America, nor to the astrologer. This is more common here. Why are you going to the astrologer? Because of your desire. You want, if the astrologers were fool, they would have spoken the truth. But they are clever. They don't speak the truth. They make you happy. That कुछ बता दिया जो सुन के बहुत हाँ तब तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. If astrologers could have made everything all right, then everybody would have been happy by now. So mat para means giving me the supreme position. That means not to go anywhere, either to the temple or to the deva or to the astrologer or to the powerful person or to anywhere. As a functional requirement, you can do anything. If there is a thief, you call the police. That is different. But not to fulfill your desire. If you have a business with the president, you go to the president and do. But not to ask for any gain or anything for yourself. Not for any selfish motive. This Mai Sannyasa, I will further go into in the 6th chapter. He has, yesterday Swamiji was telling, Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. 6.1. That is about sannyasa. Sannyasya. Sannyasa means samyak nyasa. From there sannyasya has come. That means wholesome renunciation. 6th chapter is actually Dhyana Yoga, but it starts with 6.1, the first verse in 6th chapter. He is defining who is a sannyasi and who is a yogi. The shloka is Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. You have to know a little Sanskrit, otherwise you will miss many points. Karyam karma karoti yaha. Karyam means which has to be done. Whatever comes to be done, he does, not out of selfish gain orientation. Karyam karma, not desire motivated karma. Karoti yaha, one who does. Sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. He is the sannyasin, the real sannyasin. He may not have this dress. He may not have removed his upanayana or shikha, or he may not have left his household also, his home also. That does not determine a sannyasa. In Bhagavad Gita, everything is walking the inner path. External sannyasa he has not discussed. Sannyasa is an internal attainment. When the ego is completely surrendered. So he is clearly saying, na niragnihi, na cha akriyaha. Why niragnihi? Because agnihi means here, doing the ritualistic person will do homa, yaga, etc. So while taking up sannyasa, we have a ritual called Viraja Homam, which is the last ritual in life. Virajahomam, viraja means no further activity. That is the last ritualistic activity, where one has to burn his upanan and the sacred thread, as well as the shikha, if they have, the brahmacharis will have shikha. That means he does not have any more right to perform any yaga yajna. A sannyasi is not supposed to even worship. No karma, no desireful karma he should do. So he is saying a person might have niragnihi, means he might have left all the rituals. That doesn't make him a sannyasi. Na cha akriyaha. Suppose he has left all the activities. He is sitting only in meditation and reading the shastras and all. Then also he is not a sannyasin. When he becomes a sannyasin, anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. He does not take refuge in the ashraya. Ashraya means refuge. In the karma phala, I discussed about karma phala. Karma phala is not the objective phala. Objective phala, we cannot do anything. The objective result of an action will follow the causality. Can you renounce it? Can you? No. It is following the causality. You started walking from home or driving from home, you reached here. After reaching, if you say that, no, I want to renounce it, how will you renounce it? You have to again go back. That is another karma. Every moment the cause and effect is getting done. Swamiji always gives the example that 9 years a girl had been pregnant. When the son is born or the child is born, he will say that, no, I don't want the child. I have to renounce the child. Has it got any meaning? 9 months. Huh? What did I say, 9 days? Oh, 9 years. So it will go. It is an objective result. Suppose you are making a building. Even ashram building also, you are making a building for people to stay. After the karma phala, the building has been constructed. Are you going to renounce the building? So the renunciation is not of the objective result at all. It's a widespread misunderstanding about Bhagavad Gita everywhere. Please know, it is not so. Bhagavad Gita doesn't speak about anything external. The renunciation is within. What is the within the karma phala? That if the result is favorable, I will be happy. If the result is not favorable, I will not be happy. Why? Because I want the favorable result alone. So yesterday Swamiji was telling you about samatva, samya, he showed the pen and all. What does it mean? Even if the result is favorable or unfavorable, if the result is favorable or unfavorable, you will be ready to accept both. You will not become unhappy. You will become unhappy objectively that you have done something, the result has not come out. So you have to think about it, why it went wrong, what more has to be done, etc. But that will not make you unhappy. So here actually we are touching a very subtle point where the whole world is phenomenological. Phenomenological means, as Bhagavad Gita says, guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. That means a person, when he realizes that the whole world is a product of 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, or whatever you say, the material forces, whatever you feel. It is activated by nature. The whole world is a product of the 3 gunas. And our personality is also a product of 3 gunas. And we are interacting with the world with our indriyas, 5 sense organs, which are also product of 3 gunas. So what is happening is that a product of 3 gunas is interacting with other products of 3 gunas. And I am nowhere. I, the real I, identity, I am the witness of this game going on. The huge activity in the cosmos, the smallest activity in the plants, grass and whatnot, even the activities in the molecules and all. Everything is a product of the cause and effect chain of the gunas. I am nowhere affected by anything. I am the witness of that. So guneshu vartanta. The gunas are activated and playing with the gunas. So who am I to get involved, attracted or repelled by anything. तीन दिन में कितना होगा? Trying. So, my sannyasa will be possible only when you have given Lord or this goal or Atma or Brahman the supreme position in life. All other things you may do, but not at the expense of this surrender. So all will become depressed by listening to this. How will you do? Buddhi yogam upashritya. See, I said that the Bhagavad Gita, although it is karma yoga, he has right in the beginning said that how to make transform the karmas into yoga. Just by doing activity, no activity is becoming yoga. How to transform the activities into a yoga? That is what the Buddhi yoga is. In the 3rd chapter he has introduced. So, he says, Buddhi yogam upashritya. How will you do this my sannyasa matparaha chetasa sarva karmani sannyasya, my sannyasa? You have to take recourse to Buddhi yoga. So the how is spoken of here. Buddhi yogam upashritya. How will we do the surrender? Buddhi yogam upashritya. What is the Buddhi yoga? Yesterday we discussed that the Buddhi is normally slave to the world. It is motivated by the attraction and repulsion towards the favorable and unfavorable things. That Buddhi has to be anchored in the real identity. When the Buddhi is slave to the, these are very important in Shastras, when the Buddhi is slave to the worldly things, gains, attraction, repulsion, etc., that Buddhi is called Vishaya Buddhi. Vishaya means objective, worldly. That intelligence we are always applying. Always we have, everybody has. That is called, in our Shastras, that is called Vishaya Buddhi or worldly intelligence. Whereas when you are anchoring your Buddhi in the reality, in the ultimate truth, in our real identity, and take the direction from there, then that Buddhi is called Viveka Buddhi. Viveka Buddhi is nothing from the heaven. Viveka, we are always saying. Viveka, Vairagya. This Viveka comes from anchoring our Buddhi in the truth or in our real identity. Is it becoming very difficult or it is becoming easier? So, Buddhi Yogam Upashritya is actually working always with the Viveka Buddhi. This Viveka word you will find in all the Shastras everywhere. This is the first step in spirituality. When Viveka grows, that means you try to understand the truth which is eluding us. We are not able to, we are always caught up by the worldly appearances of variety, likes and dislikes, and undergoing the raga dvesha, that means attracted to something or hating something. We are always a prey to the raga and dvesha, attracted to what I want, what is mine, what I like, and hateful about what I do not like, what is not mine, what I dislike. So we are constantly haunted by this raga dvesha. That is the worldly buddhi. And when the buddhi is freed of the raga dvesha and we do according to the need of the time, whatever to be done to remain on the path of truth, then it becomes viveka buddhi. Buddhi yogam upashritya matchitta satatam bhava. Become matchitta. Now, whatever be very attentive. Whatever I have discussed so far, if you anchor your buddhi and get guided by that, will you not become matchitta? Matchitta means He is completely, his mind is given to me, means Krishna. That means who is Krishna? He has identified with the universal consciousness, Brahman, Atma, whatever. So by anchoring the Buddhi in our Atma, in the truth, actually our mind also is getting anchored in the truth. That is the meaning of Matchittaha. See, unless you think each word in this manner, the sadhana will not come. This is the way the Shastras have to be read. Just Matchitta Satadam Bhava, you go on singing and dancing and doing Sankirtana, nothing will happen. You will think that the God will come and make you pure. No. Matchittaha means you constantly get immersed in the truth. Then automatically your mind becomes his mind. Whatever, then only we can say whatever the God wants is getting done by me. Yantra Rudha Nimaya. That Ami Yantra, Tumi Yantri, that Shyama Sangit is there. That I am the machine and you are the operator of the machine. That we can say only when we become Matchittaha. Otherwise, I am the machine and I think wherever I want, I will go. Suppose you are sitting in the car, you have gone to come to the satsang, and the drivers take you to the beach. He doesn't know what you want. He has not asked the owner of the car that, where do you want to go? Is there any foolish driver like that? Will he not first ask, sir, today where shall I go? Only then he will drive. But we are not driving like that. We never asking our real identity, where would you like to go? What do you like to do? Today, what would you like to eat? We never ask that. We do according to whatever our tongue and eyes and ears are wanting. So it's an absolutely disharmonious personality. So this is the meaning of Satatam Matchittaha Bhava. That means you become always, not only during meditation, not only during contemplation or studying the Shastras. Always you have to become Matchittaha. That means your Buddhi will be anchored in the Atma or the real identity. And following the Buddhi, mind also will only contemplate on the, will be given to the truth. So actually when this, you get habituated to that, you become practiced, then what will happen? You will no more think of God. You will go on doing whatever you are doing, whatever to be done. There is no desire, nothing. You will do whatever comes to be done. And analyzing that from the external point of view, is it the right thing to do or is it not the right thing to do? So the decisions will be very sharp and clear. Normally our decisions will always be polluted by what I want, whether I will gain or I will lose. All those things are clouding our decisions. In this case, you look at the objective thing and give your decision. You will be very fast, decisive about everything. If the mind is clear of the desires, the decisions will be very accurate and fast also. If it goes wrong, okay, it is wrong. Wrong is part of the nature also. Everything doesn't go right. Many planets or stars are also sometimes hitting against each other and pulverizing. God has His way. Through the mistake also some good will come. That becomes the knower's way. Brahma says that, Narada is asking Brahma that how is it that every moment that's creation, the thinking of the dimension of the creation, the galaxies are running, some are getting into the black hole and some are having the Big Bang all over galaxy. So much of activity, unimaginable, nobody can imagine. Activities are going on. How, oh Brahma, the creator, how do you know that every moment you will be taking the right step? That is, your actions will be true. It's such a huge affair. How do you keep it in mind? Brahma says, I don't keep these activities in my mind at all. I keep only Narayana, the Atma, the truth, the consciousness, I keep in my heart and do whatever to be done. So that a single step will not go wrong. Even if it is apparently wrong, there will be something out of it. So, yesterday Swamiji was saying that who are we to say that things are going bad in the society and all? That is God's work. And out of it something will come. this AI, the artificial intelligence people are very much worried that what will happen, what will happen. He was talking about some algorithm which can prevent this. I said that any evil in this world is self-destructive. Suppose a person like Kamsa or Hitler or so, they will go to the extent where they get destroyed by their own action. Is it not? Everywhere it is that. Evil will be self-destructing by its very nature. It is from the origin, it is like that. So, the AI also, we can make an algorithm where it will go on doing bad things, and by that it will get destroyed. So, the scientist will have to think that, can we do such a thing? That is, that one is to do the ethical artificial intelligence. That is, we will put something in it that it will think ethically. But that will be done by the good people. The bad people who are incorporating AI, they will not look into the ethics of it. So one is that the good AI people will try to do the ethical AI, and the bad AI people will be getting destroyed by the evil AI. Their robots will be getting destroyed by themselves. Anyway, so when we are anchored in the truth, then whatever step it comes, karyam karma karotija, whatever to be done, whatever comes, he goes on doing. Actually, in our Shastras, it is also called Sahaja Samadhi, there is something. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhaya. That he doesn't have to think of samadhi, he doesn't have to do samadhi also. Whatever he does, that itself is samadhi, that itself is embedded in truth. So let us chant once more, then we will go back to another. Chetasa sarva karmani Mai sanyasya matparaha Buddhi yogamupashritya Macchittas satatam bhava. 10.10, let us read from 10.8. These are all very important. (10.8) Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvitaha. Buddha means those who have anchored their intelligence in the truth. So those who apply their viveka buddhi always. You can call their jnani wise people also. Buddha means wise people. Say iti matva bhajante mam. That means how is the worship of a jnani or a wise person? Bhajante mam. How are they worshipping me? Me means Krishna, not the body-mind personality of Krishna, but Krishna who has identified with the ultimate truth, the universal identity. Iti matva, that means knowing this. What is what? Knowing what? Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate. This one line you should remember. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the source of everything. Mattaha sarvam pravartate. Everything is coming out of me. Then whatever we are seeing, in that we should see the truth. It is just like in a cinema, everything is written on the light. Is it not so? But we get lost in the stories. But we have to remember that it is all made of light. Or say, when we are using all these things, light, sound, camera and all that, they are all running by electricity. So they are different manifestations of electricity which we are not remembering. So here we have to remember that the Lord or the Atma or the Brahman or the consciousness, the whole universe is an appearance on that. You can say as a source, but as I have explained in Mundaka Upanishad, that it is not a source in the usual sense. There is no cause and effect srishti in the ultimate level. It is all non-causal, which is called vivatta srishti. I am not going into that. That is the 6th verse of Mundaka Upanishad. I have explained quite a few times. It is there in the YouTube also. It's one of the greatest verse of the Upanishad. 6th verse of mantra of Mundaka Upanishad. So, and how are the Buddhas remembering that mattah sarvam pravartate, that everything is in me, knowing that, how are they doing? Bhava samanvitaha. What they are acting is not important. What is their bhava? The whole sadhana, spiritual sadhana, is a sadhana of bhava shuddhi. That in any bhava, that constriction should not be there. In the bhava means the mental attitude, the emotion, the emotional aspect of our mind. And it is the mindset, you can say. Suppose a person is liberal, having a liberal mindset. So all the thoughts coming out of his mind will be liberal thoughts, mostly. If a person is very conjuice, is a very miserly person, then all the thoughts coming out of his mind will be constricted, will be miserly. So it is the mindset which determines what are the thoughts going to be. And what we act is actually a manifestation of the thoughts only. So the correction, if you go on thinking that I will not become angry, I will not become angry, your anger will not go. You may take 10 deep breath and all these yogic methods. Again you will become angry later on. Every time you will forget to take 10 deep breaths also. The foolproof way of correcting is you have to find out in your mind what are the thoughts making you angry. You must be very egoistic. You think that I know best, nobody else knows anything. What I want to do, my family should try to follow that. All these things are in the office. What is happening? Everywhere you find that there are some thoughts in the mind which is making you angry. That is, whenever it is not fulfilled, whatever your mind wants, whatever your mind desires, aspires, if that is getting obstructed, you are getting annoyed and you are getting angry. So, what do you have to do? You have to correct your thoughts. Otherwise, its actions are only the effect of the thoughts. The causal part are the thoughts. You have to always bring in the correction in the causal level, not in the effectual level. It will not happen. It is like trying to move the Ganges, change the trajectory of Ganges from the Ganga Sagar where it is meeting the sea. If you have to change the trajectory of a river, go to the height of the Himalayas, change that stone through which it is coming. It will automatically flow in another direction. So you have to go to the fundamental causal level to correct anything. So trying to change the behavior without looking within is a futile effort. You may do and keep always control, we say controlling the action, controlling that. By that only we will have heart attack sooner. Yes, because you are creating tension and stress in your mind and heart. Why should you control? Purify yourself and be always free, open. Then also we will have heart attack, but doesn't matter. It will not be so early. Because most of the people die on the bed, nobody dies outside. So, Buddha bhava samanvitaha iti matva bhajanti mam. The best kind of a puja to this ultimate truth, the Lord of the universe, is thinking that the whole universe is He alone. It is coming out of Him. It is held by Him. It is running. It is sustained by Him. And it gets destroyed in Him also. Him we are saying. Actually it is neither Him, not her, nor it, nothing. So that bhava has to be brought into our mind and buddhi. That is what the wise people do. Now he says, only he doing will not do. What happens when you are in a society mingling with people? Will you talk about the food or talk about something else? Matchitta madgata pranaha. Those who have become now matchittaha, that means they are constantly in desireless, you can say. Matchitta, to translate it into a behavioral level, you have to do, they are not looking for personal gains always. They are not having desires. Then only we will become matchittaha. Thinking of the ultimate truth, thinking of the ultimate harmony in nature, to be in tune with the fundamental harmony of nature. Madgata pranaha, they are absolutely, completely identified with me. Madgata pranaha, their life forces are identified with me. Bodhayantah parasparam, such people when they get together, then they will discuss about me, discuss about the truth. So that will inspire them. Not the blaming about some third person, oh, bahut kharab hai, that did like this. Other person also say like this. You don't know, still worse than that, this has happened. By that what is happening? Their hatred towards the number 3 is increasing. Rather, we should say that, well, what can be done? He is born like that and he has some qualities. Maybe it is not favorable and all that, but he is also a creation of the Lord. He is also on the earth. So let us try to accept and do whatever is to be done. So bodhayantah parasparam means each other will be correcting each other, making the further growth of this bhava samanvitaha, buddha bhava samanvitaha, bhava shuddhi. Kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. By talking about the truth, talking about me, they become satisfied and they revel in that. They have horripilation. They revel in whatever they speak. That is what happens. You will find that while talking about spiritual things, about gurus or about the Lord and all, people will shed tears. Not the suffering tears. The tear will come from here, on the outer side of the eyes. That is the tears of Ananda. That is, they are reveling in that. So such tears would come. Then he comes, Tesham satata yuktanam. Satata yuktanam. They are always, yesterday Ma, I think, told you about satata yuktata. Tesham satata yuktanam. Those who are like that, those who are always connected to me. By that, by their association also, they are not getting connected to other social functions and all. Even if they go to the social function, they are connected to me. This satata yuktata is very important. Bhajatam priti purvakam. And they are thinking of me, worshipping me, what? Priti purvakam. This is the important. Not out of fear, not out of bribing tendency or so. Oh, Bhagwan ko thoda kuch de diya ki ye kar do, wo kar do. Aisa nahi hai. Out of love for me, out of prema bhakti, out of prema for me, priti purvakam. Now, what does it do? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Those who are worshipping me like that, always connected wholesomely and doing it out of love for me. We will develop a love when we see that aham sarvasya prabhavaha. Is it not, will not our mind bow down in gratitude? That we don't think deeply. That is why we don't have the gratitude. When we think of the whole universe and our own life, how we are blessed and all, our mind will bow down in gratitude. Bhajatam priti purvakam. To them, what do I do? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. To them I give the buddhi yoga, which he has already given to Arjuna in the 3rd chapter. To them I give buddhi yoga. What is the buddhi yoga? The buddhi anchored in me, that is, as he is saying, in the reality. So the whole their yoga sadhana, the pursuit becomes anchored in the buddhi. What kind of a buddhi? Viveka buddhi, which is always based on the truth of our real identity, the soul. Tam yena mam upayantite. By that buddhi yoga they attain me. The last is also spoken of. So if I answer questions now, then the surrender part will remain for tomorrow. I will do it that way. Surrender is the ultimate. So that I will do tomorrow. According to Lord Krishna, what are the qualities of a devotee and a knower? This is very simple question. I don't have to answer because they are all given in second chapter, 12th chapter, 13th chapter, 14th chapter, 18th chapter. So it cannot be discussed in such a time. What are the qualities of a devotee and a knower? Qualities of a devotee and qualities of a knower, they are all same. Qualities of a devotee are enumerated in 12th chapter, Bhakta Lakshana. On a knower is Sthita Prajna Saka Bhasha, second chapter. Sthita Prajna Darshana it is called. And also in 13th chapter, what are the symptoms of jnana? There a very important statement is there at the end of enumerating 24 qualities. He is saying, Etad jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatha. So jnana is not just a knowledge to be taken from the Shastras. One who embodies these 20 or 24 qualities, then we call it knowledge. Because I know the soul, I know my real identity, I know the truth, but I behave like a small, constricted fellow. That is not accepted in our... That viveka is accepted as viveka only when it gives rise to vairagya. That is the natural causal relationship in sadhana. The viveka, if you have a real viveka, it must give rise to vairagya. You must develop that non-clinging with the things. You must develop the freedom from ego, which is making you suffer always. Otherwise, you may have English discrimination. We won't call it viveka. You might be a scientist discriminating very well between truth and untruth, which is permanent, which is impermanent. But you have not grown vairagya. Then we won't call it viveka. So jnana is accepted in the 13th chapter only when it manifests in the form of 20 or 24 qualities. So Ajay, this is okay, na? I just wanted... Pursuing worldly desires can also bring peace or joy. If one seeks materialistic gains without being unfair to others and without getting too attached to the goal, are they on the right path? Moderation versus complete detachment. Pursuing worldly desires can also bring peace and joy. Yes, we are not saying it doesn't, but it will not be permanent. It will be temporary till other things start disturbing. So that we have to analyze how much we want and how far we can go. As long as things are going all right, we think that this is okay. That when the life brings in difficulties, then we have to rethink. And truly speaking, once we know the joy of renunciation, that is not external renunciation, but internal renunciation, the joy of non-clinging, the joy of asangatva, then we will understand that whatever we thought to be the joy or fulfillment is nothing compared to that joy. The real joy is to... Just like love, I said that we are looking for small love. And when people around are loving me, I am happy with that. The moment they start abusing me, I start getting disturbed. But we don't think about it, that what is giving us the joy? It is not that love coming from another person. We are delighted by the love. The love as an entity is giving us the fulfillment. So why not start loving everybody? It is such a simple thing. And you do everything, but love everybody, you will be always joyous. You will be fulfilled with the love. You don't have to... Some people may abuse you, some people may love you. It is all okay. And you won't be partial to the person who only praises you and bad to the person who abuses you. So, even if you don't pursue spirituality or desirelessness also, We should know where lies the greatest joy. And doing things you can go on doing. That is why in Ishopanishad, the first mantra itself, it is saying that Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha. That we enjoy the world, that Isavasyam idam sarvam. That means the whole world is covered or amalgamated with the truth, with the Isha, with the Lord. When we find that it is Lord everywhere, then we don't get clinging to anything small, because everything is Lord. Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha. Now, this Ishavasyam will not become true until I have been able to extricate myself from the sanghas we have developed. My raga towards the favorable things and dvesha towards the unfavorable things. Unless we are able to come out of it, we will not know that the Isha is everywhere. See, we say Bhagavan ki lila hai, Bhagavan ki lila hai. When we will be able to say Bhagavan ki lila? We are just saying, but you will really have the Bhagavan ki lila, that the lila, what is the English? Play is not that good. We will be able to know, let us use the Sanskrit word lila. We will be able to know, the whole world will become God's lila only when we have known that everything is a manifestation of the God. Just in the dream, when you know that you had lot of difficulties and you fought, many things happened in the dream. When you are getting out of the dream, you find that it was all taking place in my mind or consciousness. So you have known that the Rakshasa we have seen in the dream or the enemy we have seen in the dream is only made of my mind. Then you become free of the fear and all other adverse things. Like that, when we understand that the whole world is only appearing on the Lord. So for that, the knowledge of the Lord is necessary. The experience of the Lord is necessary. Then only the whole world will become lila. Before that, I have a very good record on that. Recently it was given. It is from Rasa Lila. I spoke in Bhagavata Satram, this December. Rasa Lila. It was aired on YouTube maybe 3-4 weeks back. There, I have tried to explain very well. It is worth listening. It's very good. Bhakti, importance of vichara in bhakti, in devotion. That is, we always say vichara is jnana and bhakti is different. It is not so. Bhakti also, to carry it on the right path, take it on the right path, without vichara you cannot do. So there I tried to explain what is the real Rasa Lila. We don't understand it. We have some funny idea about it. But the Bhagavatam itself is explaining. I have taken only 2 shlokas from there to explain it. Jai Gurudev, the body is inert. The senses also inert. I suppose the thought also inert. The consciousness does not do anything. It is there as a witness. Then how do we have emotions like likes, dislikes, anger and desire, etc.? See, in 7th chapter, 6th shloka, you will find beautifully discussed. I will not go into it in detail. He says that how the Prakriti is born and how we are born, how this play goes on. 7th chapter, 4th and 5th verse. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara me bhinna prakritirashtadha apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. See, generally, the consciousness is called Purusha. And whatever is the manifestation as the Jagat, as the world, is called Prakriti. This is a standard scriptural. That is, without the consciousness, Prakriti doesn't exist. Why? Because the whole Prakriti is an appearance on the consciousness. Whole Prakriti is written by, suppose here I write God and dog and projector. It's all air only. Written in the air, they are made of air. Like that, the whole Prakriti, this huge universe and all, they are all appearing in the consciousness. As it happens in, suppose, three-dimensional projection and all. What is it called? Hologram. That you can go to the other side, see the other side of the pillar also. But everything it is, you can pass through the wall. It is just written in light. Like that, the whole world is written in the consciousness. So, without the consciousness, the Prakriti does not exist. But other thing we miss generally is that without the Prakriti, consciousness becomes unmanifest. Why are we thinking of this Atma or Lord or the Self or anything of that? Is it not because of the world? Is it not because we, the product of the world, is existing in the world? It is the world which is making us think that what is the cause of the world. Why are we thinking of the cause? Because we see that in this world, everything is following by causality, cause and effect chain. Unless I push the table, it will not move. This is a cause and effect chain. Unless the parents are there, the children will not be born. Everywhere it is causality. So, seeing that everything in this world is moving by causality, we get habituated to see the causal chain. So, we look for a cause of the universe. That is why in Vedic era they conceived of various gods, goddesses for the powers they cannot understand well. But actually, in the absolute level, there cannot be any cause of the universe. Suppose there is a cause of the universe, then he will ask, what is the cause of that? So the whole universe, there is no cause at all. It just appears in the I, the consciousness we are talking about. We don't know the dimension of the I, so we find it difficult to accept. But the whole universe is appearing in that consciousness I. So, without the Prakriti, there cannot be any God realization or God thinking or even inquiry or nothing, because we will also not be there. There cannot be any thought. And it is the world, existence of the world, which is making us think of the cause of the world. And when we inquire and go into meditation and go into the rational analysis, we find that it is a causeless appearance about the world. And we remember what is that which is transcending this causality, transcending time and space and everything. The consciousness in which the whole universe is floating, is appearing. That consciousness is not within the ken of duality or cause and effect chain or so. These are all coming from our inquiry, starting from the world only. But here they have identified, there is a newness in this. He says, Bhumihi apaha analaha. Bhumihi means earth. Apaha means water, liquid. Analaha means fire. Vayuhu means air. Kham means space. So these five are the external elements. The Panchabhuta, external elements. And internal elements, Manaha, Buddhi and Ahankara. Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankara. Ahankara means egotism. Manaha, mind, and Buddhi, intelligence. So 5 plus 3. These are all constituting the Prakriti. So you have asked about the mind, all the properties you have asked, they are all belonging to the mind and intelligence, likes, dislikes, anger, etc. So they are all part of the Prakriti. Okay, so it is Ashtadha. Prakritihi Ashtadha means eightfold. So the whole universe, as we are seeing, including our body, mind, personality taking part in the universe, is this Ashtadha Prakriti, except on one point. That he is saying. Apareyam ita. This is called the apara prakriti. Apara means inferior prakriti, because they are absolutely inert. This eightfold prakriti is inert. Apareyam itaha tu anyam prakritim viddhi me param. Viddhi means come to know of this anya, the different prakriti, which is the param prakritim, the para prakriti. This is all, this eightfold prakriti is inferior. There is something called superior or supreme prakriti. Be very attentive what I am going to disclose. It is to be very deeply meditated upon to understand. So this is a speciality of presentation of Bhagavad Gita. Anyam param prakritim me viddhi. You come to know, Arjuna, about this para prakriti. What is that para prakriti? Jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. By which, that para prakriti is that by which I have become the jiva, or I am appearing as the jiva, and by that I am holding the whole universe. Becoming jiva means that consciousness, when it is manifest through a body, which is its own creation, but let us say that it is through the body, as yesterday I was explaining our awareness and all, the mirror example, that when it is chidabhasa, we say, that is the consciousness manifests through the body, through our intelligence. And by that what is happening? The whole universe is because of our five indriyas. That if we had 8 indriyas, the whole world would have been different. If our indriyas, suppose the eyes become electron microscopic vision, we can see very minute things also, the elementary particles. Will you look like this? The whole assembly will be an assembly of elementary particles or waves or so. So it is all apparent. Our indriyas have been restricted to very small spectrum to save us. Suppose you start hearing every air molecule hitting your eardrum, you will get mad, right? Within 5 minutes you will get mad. Dung, 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 all the way. But we don't hear. We hear only from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. They have limited each indriya. Yesterday I was getting the smell of the carpet. So it was a problem for me. If my smell organ is limited, then I would not have got it. It was severe. Everything is, our indriyas are all limited to save us from destruction. So this whole world as we are seeing is actually, we are seeing in terms of the fivefold sense perception. Those who are in mathematics or so, you can draw this whole 5 coordinates of the 5 sense organs, sense perceptions. And the whole world can be plotted on that. It consists of only 5 sense perceptions as the coordinates. The whole world can be analyzed in terms of 5 sense perceptions. You can add the internal world, then mind, ahankara, but they are also made of the sense perceptions. In the mind, when I am thinking of somebody, it is how he looks like, how his voice is and all that. So it can be a little complicated. So that appearance as the consciousness in the body becoming enlivened with the knowership, knowerhood, that is also part of the Prakriti. But here is a mixture of the Prakriti and the Purusha. Without the consciousness getting reflected or manifest through the intelligence, we will not be able to be angry or loving or anything. We will be absolutely inert according to our definition. Otherwise also we are inert, but the Chidabhasa or the reflection of the consciousness in the Buddhi, which is manifesting through my body-mind personality, makes us living. Thoughts are all, actually, truly speaking, in our Shastras, in our spirituality, anything that is object is inert. So the thoughts, the concepts, all are inert. Because I am knowing it, that I is the only conscious element. That is why they say that what is the truth or Bhagavan? Yan neti neti vachanair nigama avochuhu. About which the Vedas, Upanishads are saying na iti na iti. Neti neti means na iti na iti. You say that Bhagavan is Satchidananda. It is only an approximate statement. If you can conceive of Bhagavan or the ultimate truth as Satchidananda, then it becomes a concept of your mind and intelligence. It becomes an object before you. I who is thinking of the Satchidananda is the reality. That is the true Atma. Not the Satchidananda. It has become a concept. So anything we talk about the truth becomes a concept before that. So we cannot express. That is why it is called Abhang Manaso Gocharaha. The truth can never be expressed in terms of words and concepts. It can only be realized as the amnesiness or as our own identity. That's the only way to realize the truth. Why dharma and truth wins only at the end? Is not justice delayed, is justice denied. It is according to our understanding. Na? We want God to think in our ways. God has His own justice and own way of thinking. It is better to try to understand the God's way than to try to impose our way on the God's mind. His mind is much vaster than us. He has to look after the criminals also. He is not only looking after the policeman. So, wins only at the end means what? There is no end anywhere. We say all these are statements made by us. That you don't know, because we are getting depressed by injustice. So we'll say that no, dharma will win at the end. So it is only to console us, we say. Your life may end, by that time dharma may not be winning for you also. So to understand God's way, we have to think in a much broader, vaster manner to understand what is His way. In an accident, 15 people died and 20 people survived. We say by the grace of God, 20 people have survived. Can we not say that by the grace of the God, the 15 people died also? All are grace of God. Actually, there is no grace of God. It is just happening. There is no grace of God there. It is God's or the truth's way. It is destruction is part of that. It is our problem that we are not ready to accept the destruction. It is our problem that we fear death. So the spiritualists have drawn Mahadeva as the Lord of destruction. Nataraja dance. It is a huge cosmic destruction. We should find God there also. Why Sanatana Dharma does not promote spreading the Dharma actively? Arey, what are we doing? I don't agree. We spread and promote Dharma in its most essential way, which is eternal. It is called the Sanatana Dharma, is called Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. The Sanatana element is this Sankhya, is this truth. Is this truth of our soul, truth of Atma, truth of the consciousness, universal consciousness. That is the real Sanatana aspect. And all the religious rituals as well as other rules of Dharma in Hindu Dharma, they are fulcrum on this central truth. Not only that, all our cultural elements like music, dance, everything, the central fulcrum is this truth. That is why everything becomes eternal. If we go away from the truth, they become only temporary. Sometimes it will be there. But our classical music, our classical dance, it will remain. It remains because it is also centered on this fundamental truth. That is why our Shastras will never get extinguished. They are all based on this. All other rituals and all, they will go on changing. For that we have the Samhitas. As the era changes, like our constitution. Samhitas are like constitution. As the era changes, the Samhitas will be different. We have Manu Samhita, we have Yajnavalkya Samhita, we have others also, various other Samhitas. They are being written from era to era as the societal changes come. But the fundamental thing of Hindu Dharma, if you say Hindu Dharma, there is nothing called Hindu Dharma, of Sanatana Dharma, is this Sanatana aspect, the eternal aspect in it. Not only that, Sanatana Dharma, this eternal aspect is eternal. It is, in another sense, it is Sanatana, that one who pursues this eternal Dharma will become eternal. How? His body will not become eternal. He will realize that I am eternal. That is not the body. The body will fall. He will not have any fear of that. Thoughts occur automatically, outside our control. Can you please explain the way to handle these thoughts? I have just now mentioned that Bhava Shuddhi, the thoughts are not automatic. Thoughts are coming from the mindset. So controlling the behavior, you have to changing the behavior, you have to change the thoughts. Changing the thoughts, you have to change the mindset. Now, what are we doing? To change the mindset, we are doing all this, what we are doing here. That is making the mind constantly interact with Atma. In spiritual discourses, what are we doing? We are making our mind constantly interact with Atma. Whatever we interact with, that qualities of that will be inflowing to us. There will be an infusion from there. So by constantly thinking of the Atma, what is that Atma? Atma is not just limited by my body. Atma is universal, and so many qualities we are studying about Atma. By interacting with those qualities, our mind will imbibe those qualities. Nothing happens to the Atma. All the changes happen in our mind and intelligence. And by constantly interacting with the Atma, our mindset will develop the qualities of the Atma. Then automatically the thoughts will be Atma related. The behavior also will be that oneness related. The whole process will undergo that change by anchoring in the... Is it understandable? This is what happens. So we will stop 11 o'clock.